Hi, people. You missed us. I know you did because we low key missed the show. Legitimately. So it happens, West prelims were last week. 3 of the 4 tiles were there. The 4th tile was in another whole country continent. So we couldn't do it. We tried, gave it a thought, and said, moving on. Instead, we were trying to get people to nationals, no big deal. So anyhow, athletics LLC time, spanning the globe. How's the globe?
Globe is good. Globe is good. It does amaze me sometimes how well I can still function on 2 and 3 hours of sleep. Sleep deprivation has become, unfortunately, very normal. But we're in there.
Factual.
We're in there. I got baggy eyes, but my heart is full.
Got it. Got it, Governor. Go and follow that one up, buddy.
My bad. Sometimes you shoot threes and they go in.
Oh, my heart is full. Wow. Okay. Um, yeah, I'm okay. I'm a bit of a zombie, but this day on, day off, 3-day cycle is wonderful. It's great. So, but looking forward to staying in Salem while y'all can have Eugene. And I'll see y'all at the track. And when it's time to perform. Other than that, I'm gonna have my trusty
Where's that
irrigation.
mask at? Yeah.
I've got my irrigation, and I've got my sinus medicine. And
Listen, I've known the governor for more than half my life. That man is literally allergic to Eugene.
I am.
When we were in college, he would show up to the track. His eyes would be like about to bug out his head, and his face would be swollen. I was like, "Bro, are you good?" He's like, "I'm fine."
The worst was the trials when you and I went with Coach Yang.
Oh no, it's awful.
I could not breathe. I could not breathe heading to the airport. It was like, get me out of this godforsaken place, please. Oh
Yeah,
man.
Eugene be having the governor sound like he smokes a pack a day,
Yeah,
and
boy.
and that he does some sort of drugs that make his eyes all big.
Yep. Big League, how are you?
Wow.
Uh-oh.
I'm good. Just keep swimming. Literally,
True.
just keep swimming. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
How about
Yep, we can hear you. But now you're frozen.
wait? Okay, how about now?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna put this right back here and not move it because I think it likes it over there. Um, I'm good. I'm I'm moving. That's not moving places like I keep moving. I'm just that prelims took one out of me emotionally, physically. Now that in between week of organization and making sure everybody gets out on time and then right back in Eugene. I'm so it, you said it. You use the irrigation, I assume, for your sinuses, and that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't help you.
It does temporarily until my nasal passages get filled up again, and then I have to do it all over
Yeah,
again.
got it. So
I'm
I got this.
basically on a timer.
Yeah.
Once I get out into the elements, you know, and
So
it's kind of go ahead.
have you considered doing a mask? I got that from Sean Jackson.
I've considered it, yes, and maybe I will bring it.
Have you
Yeah.
considered coaching via Zoom?
No, 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 never really considered that. No.
FaceTime works too.
That would be so funny. Like your athletes just rolled out like one of those old school uh AV carts from when we were in school, and it had a big TV,
I
and you would
could,
just and your face was just on there, and you're like, you need to.
I could coach from, a parking spot in a neighborhood right next to the track, right? I could do that.
Oh,
Hmm.
Just
fair
don't
enough.
get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
saying. Clyde, how are you
Yikes.
tonight?
Oh, yes, I'm here. Um, I have I survived. We advanced. I am very happy to go to my favorite track and field place in the world, Eugene, Oregon. Um, I love the governor, so I don't enjoy making fun of the governor, but there's just, a certain level of evolution that he clearly hasn't achieved yet.
Oh, wow.
And,
Wow.
him and the Sean Jacksons of the world, like, hey man, it
Oh
is what it
my.
is. Like, but you know what? Your people are gonna perform well. And
It's
that's okay.
it's
I
natural selection. That's
that's
what
right.
it is.
That's exactly what it is. And
Some of
so
us are
I will be
predisposed.
breathing
Yeah,
well in the fresh air
right.
of the, Pacific Northwest. I will say this, because I was having this conversation yesterday with the great Dana Boone. Um, I would like to send a very petty shout out to our coaching colleagues who, one way or another, just the happenstance that they only deal with a gender, because, you know, the extra 2 days that you don't actually have to give a damn at regionals is
Yes.
is very peaceful versus those of us where it's a 4-day stress gauntlet.
Right.
In theory, to have 2 of those days to where, hey, you know what? We're gonna go shopping today.
We're
We're
gonna
gonna
go to Nike.
we're gonna lay by the
Yeah.
pool today. That
Yeah.
would be cool. But if you so happen to have to play both games, it's a very stressful time. So I am happy to have survived and advanced with humans on both sides of the aisle there. And yes, on to the cathedral, my favorite time of the year.
The
So
cathedral.
listen to this. So in doing the itinerary, I'm typing, I'm typing, I'm typing. In the itinerary, I put University of Oregon, Eugene, and I can't remember the stadium name. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, of course I don't go to Google yet. I'm too stubborn. I try to get it myself. And I'm like, it's not the cathedral. It's not the cathedral. And it's not the cathedral.
Yes, it
And
is.
finally I Googled University of Oregon track and I was like, Hayward Field. Oh my gosh.
That's right.
Horrible. Absolutely horrible.
So
Hmm.
Anyhow,
y'all are really gonna do Salem, huh?
Oh yeah.
All right. I've
So
never done
we
that.
we
how far
were
is that?
an hour 10.
And I was gonna say a little over an hour.
Yeah. So last year it was us and Texas Tech in Corvallis,
I remember that.
and that was cool, but their graduation, their graduation day
Oh.
is is Friday, their graduation weekend is Friday, Saturday. So get
So that
so so we're checking out of the hotel last year and we go to the front desk and we're like, "Hey, we'd like to book these. Sorry, there are no rooms for Saturday."
that's what's weird this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? There must be some element of that also with U of O, because
Yeah.
it's listen, it's a lot more complicated this year than it has been.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That makes more sense to me.
Yeah.
Can
So
I be petty? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh gosh.
I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do it. Please continue.
wait, so can I tell you guys a scary story about Corvallis?
Oh boy.
Okay.
So we flew into Eugene, but had to stay in Corvallis for USA's last year. And I was the handler for our 1500-meter runner at the time. So we get in, it's nighttime, and we're in the car driving to Corvallis. And for whatever reason, GPS takes me on the back road, not to stay on the interstate.
Oh.
Mm.
And I was on this back road, and it's scary as all get out at night, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm driving. Out of nowhere, I kid you not, appears what seems to be a young lady or maybe a lady
Which?
on the side of the road and is like glowing. I kid you not, both of us saw it. And then like for whatever reason, you can vividly see her face. I wasn't going like 50. I was probably going like 45 because I was dark. I couldn't see. And I was like, Gracie, let's go. Like, and I like pedal to the metal. We get to Corvallis in like however many minutes after that. I was like, I'm never taking this away again. Oh my God. Oh my God. I was like, Gracie, I don't care what you do. Block your window. I don't want to look outside your window again all trip. I was so scared. But I
Wow.
no clue. It was scary. Like hovering, glowing light, and vivid face. Oh, couldn't tell you again. Mm, mm, mm. No, thank you. Anyways, that's my scary story about Oregon,
All
Corvallis.
right.
So, but they have a bomb.com farmers market. So I can endorse that one. So, anyways, back to track related. Track is back.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I had to ask the question, oh, there was a Grand Slam track meet because I did forget, not gonna lie. So let's go ahead and start there. Educate me. I mean, I knew the one stat about Melissa Jefferson, but that like I don't know what else happened.
Yeah, okay. So if you're I mean, I'm a big fan of Melissa Jefferson. And you know, if you were going to at this moment, if you were going to encapsulate what Grand Slam has been, like what are the big headlines coming out of Grand Slam? It's Melissa Jefferson's Surgence, if I said that right, and Kenny as well, Kenny Bednarek. Clearly, Sydney and Gabby are doing the PR heavy lifting, and they've been doing that, and they're great, and they're, you know, getting themselves uncomfortable and running different disciplines, and that's cool to see. But the story of Grand Slam to this moment is how on fire Melissa Jefferson remains and continues to be, and how consistent and effortless, Kenny looks in his disciplines.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, Philly was kind of like, man, whatever. And I'll tell you this. This was my takeaway from the Philly meet, other than those two running really well again. It's garnering enough attention that the assholes are now showing up. You got people screaming at Gabby Thomas obscenities and derogatory things and getting themselves banned as that dude should have been banned, right? But if the sport went from no one paying attention and very little fanfare to enough fanfare now that people are showing up to heckle people, I guess that's a step forward a little bit, but that
I feel
behavior.
like heckling Gabby Thomas is like bashing a seal.
Mm-hmm.
No, right. It was extremely distasteful, and like somebody should have checked him, right? But it's like there's people who wouldn't normally be there paying attention to it, and it's because of the gambling. Like it's on FanDuel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Grand Slam is on FanDuel. And so,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like we don't want that kind of behavior, but if people are betting on it, then it's gonna, that's ultimately a net positive, moving forward to it. Obviously, Gabby shouldn't be subjected to crap like that, and hopefully other people, won't be in the future. But like it seems to be working in that sense, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You just touched on something that, I think we have wondered and opined about when it comes to gambling mixed into athletics. Certainly, you know, money will definitely go up, the stature, the popularity, but along with that comes
Clown.
the
The ugly,
knuckleheads.
the ugly.
you know, and it's fun and all to, to watch bad beats on ESPN and the home team is winning and there's a guy in the crowd and he's just going like this and he's
Mm.
losing his mind, and it's like, oh, well, we know what's going on with him. And I'm trying to imagine a world where you're sitting in there and you bet your whole future on a human being to win a race when you have no idea
Right.
what kind of condition they're in, you know, what
Right.
time of the year it is, what their priorities are. I mean, yeah, I mean it's I can see it. I mean, very ugly situation, but welcome to the future, I guess, right?
Well, and it's intrigue, right? Because let's be real. There's a certain population who cares about our sport that knows things,
Yes.
but the vast majority doesn't know anything.
They
How
don't
many
know.
people lost money on the idea that Sid was going to pop up and win the hurdles?
Exactly.
No, that was not going to happen, people.
Yeah,
That's not a
exactly.
thing,
Yeah,
right?
you know.
So, there's intrigue in that.
hmm Um, yeah, I mean, look, at this point in the year, it's not even June, and Melissa Jefferson running 1073 and 2199
Oh, Melissa's on fire. Melissa looks great.
on fire.
My
And
only concern, and I hate to be that guy, but
Well, it's
is
obvious. It's obvious.
it's I mean it's June 4th and we're
yes,
already like we're burning large logs at this point.
absolutely. You're right. You're right.
But maybe she's
Um,
going that fast because she's just really happy. Maybe she's happy in life and she's actually able to do it. She's
I mean,
married.
I think you're right to some degree. Like
mhm,
honestly, I think she is running much more comfortably because she changed her last name and she loves her husband. I
mhm,
actually think that some of what you're saying is 100% correct. At the end of the day, her body is still running sub 1080 in
yes,
June
in
when the
June.
trials are in August and the meet is in September.
Yeah.
So I mean, listen, I'm a huge fan of Melissa Jefferson. So I hope this is just what she looks like under load. And when she unloads, she's going to run 10.5 something. That's what I hope.
I mean, yeah. Listen, putting Gabby and Sid aside, the headliners, right? Everybody else is running for these very large checks. And I'm sure before Grand Slam was created that Melissa had a pretty damn good contract via Nike, but she's out there running hard for these $100,000,
Oh yeah.
and she done got three of them, right?
hmm
So if the people who have signed up to do this, they're going out there, they're giving it everything that they have to get the money off, and then I would only imagine that once LA is concluded, it's like, hey, I made my 400K. Let's take a step back and get back in the lab and get ready to make this team. Because I don't
hmm
imagine someone in Melissa's situation is gonna do LA and then jump overseas and go do all that mess before the try. You know what I mean? Like,
Right,
what
right.
would the point be?
Yeah.
So I think she looks phenomenal. And I'm here for it because, like I said, I'm a huge fan. Like if you tell me, if you told me in January that when the dust settles, Melissa Jefferson is going to be the world champion in the 100-meter dash, I would sign up to watch that show any day. Right
hmm
now, she's the best in the world and she looks like it. Right? So, let's go. Let's hope that it's all gonna time itself out appropriately.
Um, I almost stupidly said was going to say anything happened in this field events. My bad. My bad.
Yeah. Something happened in the field events overseas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Care to
So
expound on Gotsis
yeah, from those who were there.
spanning the globe?
Um, I'm I'm trying to think. There was oh, uh, a guy scored 89.09 in the decathlon and nobody cared.
Hmm.
Nobody.
Nobody.
You know?
Like even if you look at the World Athletics post, it says Hall scores 7,032 for second greatest mark in heptathlon history, and Scott Heim wins Gotsis. Like they didn't even give him like he scored 82 20. Like homeboy is 20, like okay, we were there for his 23rd birthday. They did an AI song that sang this dude happy birthday. Not even a joke. Played it all during the meet. He scored 89.09. So he's like the fifth or sixth best ever. And he just picked the wrong weekend to do that. Listen, Anna Hall is every bit as good as we ever thought she was. But I think if you were there, you would understand how much better this meet was than her PB score, 69, 98, or 96. The last time she was here, because the last time she was here, she ran 22.8 and she ran 12.8. This time she ran 23.1 and 13.1, right? Like she was just better all the way across the board. Anna Hall jumping 195 is a problem for everybody. And trust me when I tell you, she smoked it. And don't be surprised if she jumps 198. But not to bury the lead, I'm going to say this. Watching a heptathlete, even one as gifted as she is, go out in 58 seconds by herself and come home in 62 point, like, to run a 201 is otherworldly. Like I've seen 5 or 6 things in track and field history that were more outstanding. I mean, Michelle Astley beat the brakes off of the entire rest of the field in the 8. She ran solo by herself. She was well beating of everybody else. And Michelle was literally not in the picture. Right? She got beat by 4 seconds.
Right.
So, like this just in, Anna Hall is back and really, 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 really good.
So,
Go ahead.
no, go ahead. No, go ahead.
So when you do a deep dive into this, right, and the graphic I sent to the group, there are only 2 events that Anna Hall did better than Jackie Joyner Kersey.
Which timeout, which is why I remember we had this conversation about
Yeah,
best ever.
yeah,
Like Jackie's on another planet, and
yeah.
this meet, to your point, expressly shows
Yeah,
Jackie's on another planet.
not a planet. 1269 to 1319, 186 to 195. That was clearly Anna Hall. 1580 to 1486, 2256 to 2337.
And mind you, 2256 isn't a PB.
Okay.
Yeah,
We might actually get to argue a little bit on this.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Yeah, 727 to 644, 4666 to 4616, and then the coup de grace, 208.51 to 201.23.
201.23.
201.23. So obviously, so I look at this and I'm like, man, there's some events that are severely skewed that will take you to the promised land without having to do the ridiculous things that Jackie Joyner Kersey did. There are other ways to skin a cat.
Right, because nobody's jumping 727.
Right.
So that okay, so and I'm not even sure how you meant that setup, Governor.
No,
But
go ahead.
so we all understand that the multis doesn't get the respect it deserves. We know that is a point of massive contention on this show, and specifically with spinning the globe and big league. We get that. But I would say the majority of people who understand the sport, if you even uttered the idea that Jackie's record could be taken, you would get dismissed from the conversation, dismissed from the room, always. When I saw these,
As you should.
sure,
Yes.
when I saw these performances from Anna Hall, I completely got off that page. Not only
Mm,
do I think Anna Hall can break that record, I believe that she will break that record. And I think she's a lot closer to spanning the globe's point. We've seen her run significantly better in the hurdles.
yep.
We've seen her be significantly better than she was in, 2 or 3 events in that particular space. So like, nah, she ain't gonna jump what Jackie jumped, and she's not gonna run 22 mid, but she doesn't have to. And I think the reason that the decathlon kid got buried
Mm-hmm.
attention is because the majority of people in our sport who understand it had to sit back and be like, hold on.
Yeah.
This is actually possible now.
Yeah.
And that speaks to just, the work that Anna has done to come back from her injury and how quickly she's been able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know exactly how old Anna is, but she ain't old. So like I've always rooted for Anna Hall, but this particular performance is the first time where I'm like, actually, yeah, she's gonna break that record.
So spanning the globe, you're talking about a difference of 259 points.
Correct.
Okay. How do you get that? Let's just take the hurdles, the long jump, and the 200. Is that possible? And how much of an improvement would you have to do within
The
those three
two
events?
the problem with the 260 points is it's about 5 events, right? Jackie's long jump and Anna's 8 are maxed,
Right. Exactly.
right? So it's about the other 5.
Mm-hmm.
And Anna's gonna run 1270 something, 1280. That's
Okay.
gonna happen. There's not a ton of points in the shot put,
Right.
right? She's gonna throw further. I would be willing to bet she's gonna throw 15 meters plus. Um, I think the next event is the biggest issue because this is the one that you can gobble the most points,
Mm-hmm.
but she's already jumped 195.
Right.
Right. So it's like, even though on the men's side it's 30 points of height, I think on the women it's 40. One more height is 198. Right. Like you're
Yeah.
like the fight is to jump 195 again.
Again.
It's
Yeah.
not to jump 198, if I'm gonna be honest.
Right.
The 200, she's going to run. I mean, she's run 2280 something. I think she's gonna run 2260 something, probably at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But I think the issue, to be completely frank, is Jackie maxed out more events, I think, than Anna can.
Right.
I think that's the, and it's not a shot at Anna. It's just like Jackie threw 50 meters in the jav. I think Anna's going to,
Mm-hmm.
but you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like the truth of the matter is, it's like she has to be well within striking distance after day 1 because day 2 is long jump, jav, and 8.
And 8.
Like, listen, I think she's gonna run under 2 minutes in the 8. I said that here, write it down, right? But it's just not that many more points. What is it? 16 points a second, Shu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so she runs 159. It's still only 32 points,
32 points.
right? We got
Not moving the needle.
269 points to go. So if you just do the math, it's 27 points an event,
Wow.
So
right? And so at 27
See,
points an event, that means you
see,
got to go from 195 to 198 or
Yep.
197, right? That means you got to go from 201 to 2 flat.
Mm,
So isn't the hurdles the event that can get her almost 100 better off rip?
So that's the deal, right? If she can get from 1319 to 1240s, then we got a then we have a legitimate
Okay.
pathway. But until she can max out another event, right? So she's got the high jump and the 8. Jackie had the long jump, excuse me, had the long jump in the 2, right? Because 22:30 is another world, just for the record.
Yeah.
Right. So like if in order for us to truly be talking about Anna scoring 72 high, we got to do what we just did and run sub 13 and
Oof.
run sub 23
And jump
and
what?
and so if you were there, listen, I can tell you this right now. Don't be surprised when Anna Hall jumps 690 this year. Now I'm gonna say that because she was way over all her checks. And like like we joked about it. She's like, I have no idea how I got that in. Because she took like 4 steps in about 2 meters. It was like
I saw it, yeah.
right. And she jumped 6'4". I thought the jump was like 560 because of what she had to do to get it in.
Mm-hmm.
And it was 644. So like that to me is the biggest jump. Like I think she can jump 690,
Mm.
right? So that moves you closer. Now, if you're trying to like legitimately have a shot at this, she's got to do all the things we just did and jump 690 and jump 22, I mean, and run 22 in the middle and run 12 in the middle.
Oof.
Then then what'll happen is, and this is the crazy part, we'll do all those things so that we get to the 8 and she has to run 159 to get it, which is only humanly possible, right? For her.
Right.
So, I mean, that's the crazy part. Like, think about the first 6 events. Like Jackie ran 208,
Mm-hmm.
Anna ran 201. That's 7 seconds at 16. That's 70 and 42. So that's 112-point difference in the 8.
And the 8.
So that means to the first 6 events, Jackie was 112 points
Mm-hmm.
better than that.
Better than that. Wow. So it's not as simple as
No, I'm sorry. I
hey,
did the math wrong. It's 269 plus 112. It's 381 points better
Yeah.
going into the 8.
Going into the 8. Wow.
Right. And she's got to be closer to 140 points down.
So I specifically asked that question because, you know, understanding the scales, understanding the point system, all of that, it's clearly not as simple as, well, if she just improves in 2 events and that, it's not.
No,
Oh, no,
it's really
it's
not.
not simple. It's not simple.
It's not
I just
simple at
think she
all.
can do it.
I mean, you're talking about probably God level weather, conditions, everything, physical, body, mind, soul, and you're going out there. You're not even thinking about winning a gold medal. You are thinking about breaking the world record, right? And that's a whole different mindset.
And I will say this. I was blessed enough to see all of Jackie's career. And then I've seen Gadashua and Carolina Klooft and the absolute monster that is Nafi TM.
Mm-hmm.
Anna Hall's the first person that I actually thought it's at least possible.
Mm-hmm.
It is at least possible. Because everybody else, I mean, Nafi jumped 198 in the high jump. And she threw 52 meters in the jab. But you know, it's like it's doing all the things. If you just write them all down and look at them, you're like, that's a track team.
It is.
Right. And so at the end of the day, it's, you know, not trying to be funny, the Anna Hall track team has to continue to recruit.
Yeah, I know.
You know, it's got to keep getting better in a few more events. But listen, I just want everybody to understand what you saw was godlike performance and worthy of all the praise you could possibly give it. Do not do the cardinal sin of letting comparison be the thief of joy, because it sort of angered me that they immediately put up the post that was the comparison between her and Jackie, because you just have to understand how much better she is at this age than
Yeah,
everybody else.
right.
Right? Like Carolina Klooft at this age, I think was 6,800.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't think Neffy had scored 68 at this point. So she's tied for the second best in history.
Let's
Like
let's
let's
celebrate that.
celebrate that
Yeah.
and not compare her to the best. Because like, look, Jackie just. I said this one time on the show, and nobody can really refute me. She's the best female athlete to walk the planet in any sport.
Well, okay, to your point, like even if it is accomplished, even if this record is broken, we will still go back to this chart and we will still see that Jackie Joyner was dominant in at least 4 out of these 7 events. Right?
Yeah,
I
because
mean, you
1269
can't.
was really, really fast then.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
For the record, 2230 is still really fast.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
here's
we're
the
not even
thing.
we're not even gonna talk about 727.
But like, so she put those scores together in a HEP. Those aren't PRs,
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
she didn't like, we're talking about Anna going 1240, but if she
Yeah.
goes 1240, can she go 95?
Yeah.
Right? So it's that's like the thing that is the misconception in the combined events is you have to combine the events.
Yeah.
So
You have to do
you
it.
don't do PR combined events. You
Right.
don't PR all of those sequentially, and that's the thing where, you know, that's whether Jackie was dirty or not. That's not the argument, but for the people to keep arguing that, like, you don't get
Which I
it.
don't get.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they
I
have to find
know.
the fault
I
in
know.
somebody. So like, that's just what it is. But
To choose point, this is the thing people need to understand. Jackie jumped 727 in her world record. That's not even the furthest jump she ever had in a HEP, and it's not her PR.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Right? Like that's what people need to understand. Is like it just has to be in you to do these marks
Right.
because you're not going to go to the meet and drop 7 out of 7. It's just not a thing.
mm-mm.
And I think, and I said this to her coach, to our beloved, Sir Lucius. The hardest part about Anna's path to breaking Jackie's world record is her best event is the last one,
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
right? And it's so hard to get to the end and have to drop 2 minutes.
Yeah. No,
Because if
that's
you've done those 6 things, man, it's so hard to try to do that. And listen, I promise y'all, i- watching Anna Hall do that was amazing.
so regionals,
Yes.
a preliminary round. I'm just gonna say as a member of the current West region, yeah, there's certain events where I'm just not really trying to hear. I have no sympathy for the East because listen, y'all was on some BS in the East.
I mean, listen, from looking at the results from Austria, right? I felt like I was watching the NBA East playoffs and the NBA West playoffs.
Stop.
I was like, all right, so I got to beat the Pacers to get into the finals,
Oh no.
as
Oh
opposed to going
no.
through the ridiculous. I mean, dude, the Lakers and the Warriors
Mm-hmm.
championship programs got dispatched in the first 2 rounds, right? That's what it felt like watching the East prelim results and the West prelim
Oh
results in some events, not all events by any means, but
no. Well,
some of the events you're just like,
Clyde, okay. To your point, Clyde, and I had no choice. I had to do a deeper dive. And between 100, 200, 400, 1 hurdles, 4 hurdles, there was definitely some equality. Like the results, the gap between 1 through 12, all of that, very, very similar. And we
yeah,
know the prognosticators, we know the schools in the East that are carrying the torch and they did their thing. We know that.
Yes.
But when you look at the horizontals, Oh man.
And listen,
I don't know, man.
listen for the audience, the governor is out there fighting for his life in the horizontals. Now, see, I'm the
Oh
head
man.
coach. I'm involved at a level, but that I don't do that every day.
Right.
My guy TJ is out there fighting for his life in the horizontals, and I'm just out there. I'm sitting. I'm like, I hate this. Like, I hate every bit of it. I hate
Yeah.
every bit of it. Like, I don't want to actually be there, but you got to be there. And
Mhm.
listen, our crew and the governor on day one, the long jump, we're out there fumbling the bag. And I say fumbling the bag, it took 6'4" to qualify.
Yes, yes.
So it's
Yeah.
not like people were jumping terribly.
Right.
But on the other side, we got 4 or 5 people that's getting in with the teens and the 20s. And then you look it up, and you're like, you kidding me.
6'11" made it in the East.
Right, where 34 is at the crib. And one of those is mine, one of those is his. And we're just out there like, hey, man, like it is what it is.
It is what it is.
So, the horizontals in the West were a bloodbath.
Absolutely.
And it was not fun at all. Listen, come triple jump day,
Oh man.
awesome. We got 3 people in, right? That wasn't fun either.
No. Because it took how
fun.
many PBs? One of the girls' PBs?
2.
Two
Yeah,
PBs
2.
to
That
make
wasn't
it.
fun. That was nothing but stress.
Oh
Nothing
my
but
gosh.
stress. And I ain't even the one coaching it. So
Unbelievable.
it wasn't fun at all. But and I will say this because we're taking shots at the East playfully. For me, there's only one story for me coming out of the East, and it jumped off the screen, the results. South Florida is a problem.
Wow.
Time out.
Yeah.
Time out. 1 year ago. Do y'all remember this show?
Yes.
Exactly 1 year ago,
Yes.
we talked about this. And I think because of what happened last year,
Mm-hmm.
continue. South Florida is a real problem this time because they messed it up
Mm-hmm.
last year,
Yes.
2 weeks from now. But I don't think that's going to happen this time.
No, and that's listen, shout out to Eric Jenkins and the BG and the whole crew down there. Like,
Absolutely.
man, look, these boys ran 38-0.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes, they did.
They got 2 dudes running 19.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them.
Yes.
It
They got what, 3 dudes under 10:05.
Yes, all of that. It's a real problem. And as a fan of all things underdog, as a mid-major compatriot, I am all in on the South Florida narrative, but people, and it's more than 50% of our business that just hates the preliminary round, right? This is why we have the preliminary round.
Yeah.
This kind of stuff is why. Because you got to line up and you got to come see these people. And the fact that they were on fire last year and fumbled it, but now they're back and way better.
Yeah, man.
It's a problem. They are the biggest disruptors of what potentially is the NCAA champ. South Florida men is a problem.
I mean, let's call it what it is. Like, how many schools have ever had 2 guys under 20, let alone 2 guys simultaneously?
I know.
Speaking of the 200,
oh God.
people understand something, because people don't be looking at stuff. When we arrive in Eugene on the men's side in the 200 meters, there are 7 qualifiers in the 19s, and Jordan Anthony did not run. Jordan Anthony was out there playing with his food in the 200 meters.
Yes, he was.
That was the most disrespectful quarterfinal I've ever seen in my life. So there are 8 humans who are running 19.
Right.
Now, will they all do it in the semifinals? I don't know. But
Now,
you,
are they all going to race each other? Is that what we're going to see?
I mean,
Is
one
that
way.
how the format will be?
No, 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 no. You break up. So
Okay, okay. Never mind.
the
Okay.
ones, the ones, there's six ones, right?
Yes.
They're gonna be dispersed in the three heats, and then there's six twos, and
Right.
they'll be dispersed, and then there's six threes, right?
Okay.
But Jordan Anthony's a two.
Yes.
He's a
Yes.
two. So it's all bad.
It's
Like
all
the whole,
bad.
it's all bad. I'm just saying, like we legitimately could be in a situation where it takes 19 seconds to make the final.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's
I
all
mean,
bad.
I mean, they
now,
got on super shoes, so it should happen.
I mean,
Whatever.
Right. I mean, none of that was hate.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
saying, like, you still got to train. It's like,
so let's talk about Jordan Anthony. Like breaking down his film and watching the way he runs. I mean,
anybody else get to boho vibes?
wow. I mean, golly.
Oh, it didn't look that good.
No, he did. See, you forget what Tabo. Remember, Taboho ran 9.8 at juniors.
No, no, no. Listen, Taboho was Taboho was that impressive.
Yes, yeah,
He didn't look that good.
man.
Like you could listen, you could teach a class
Yeah,
on his
yeah.
quarterfinal in 100.
Oh, yeah.
His
Absolutely, man.
quarterfinal in 200 was maybe the most laughable thing I've
Oh,
ever seen.
No, that's what I'm saying. That
that
was
was
nonsense. He
that was
wasn't even
crazy.
trying. Like he was not attempting to run.
Yeah.
He ran 32 meters of that race.
Oh man.
So
So,
yeah.
anything stuck out to you, Chu? And prelims?
Um, I thought the women's hurdles, short hurdles, that
Another
looked
big
good.
disrespectful
See,
race.
that was your opportunity to, for once, step out there and flex because you never do. You're always so calm and understated. I thought for sure you'd be like, well, I did notice there were 4 frog relays that made it to the
Oh
Oh.
my
final. That
God.
right? I thought for sure we was gonna flex a little
No,
bit.
no,
How many
no.
schools had all 4 go?
Exactly.
I'm
That
just
listen,
I
asking.
that is a rare feat.
Very rare
yeah,
feat.
I'm
Shout
asking
out
for
to
I'm asking for a friend.
Idris. That
Yep.
is a
yes,
rare feat.
Yep.
It's
Coach
hard. It's
Idris,
really hard to do.
yes,
Hell,
it
it's hard
is.
4 relays in, let alone out.
I
Yeah,
mean, okay, I'll put it to you like this. I probably spoke to Idris a total of 3 minutes in that entire week because
yeah,
this dude was just,
uh-huh,
I mean, he was full on locked in. And
yeah,
yeah, I mean, in order to get 2 relays on both genders to the meet, yeah, yeoman's work. Kudos, man. Huge, huge,
yeah.
huge.
It was great. It was great to see. We didn't expect both men's to get in.
Hmm.
We just thought it was gonna be one or the other, and when both make it, like, wow, it's pretty
Well,
crazy.
I mean, there was clearly, and again, I haven't really taken a look, but I noticed that the men's and women's relays, by the time they got to the 4x4, they were gassed. Like you could just tell.
Hmm.
Like there were
Hmm.
far more relays that made it to Eugene on the West that had athletes that had run 2 and 3 and 4
Yep.
races prior, I
Hmm.
think, than the East. And I think we can go back but yeah, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sitting there going, man, because there were two women on the A&M team, on the women's team, that that was their fifth race,
Yep.
And
because
listen,
there was
not
no, yeah,
not everybody's Arkansas, right? You could just
exact,
plug and play.
yeah,
Like, listen, the relays again. If one of the things I always like to look at when the 12 are set, right?
mm-hmm,
Because everybody expects the big boys and the big girls to be there, right?
right,
how many mid-majors came in and upset the apple cart. And in the relays,
Oh man. Wow.
bro, Princeton,
Yeah. Yeah.
where did that come from?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Princeton out there dropping bombs in the 4x4.
Yep.
Like that was great. Like there's so many mid-majors that are sliding through. And I think now this is, getting way outside of the specific conversation, but with this roster limit new reality and bodies are going to have to spread out, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see a lot more of that if our model holds.
Yeah.
Like if we continue to do business the way we currently do business and talents are spreading all over because of roster limits and dismissals and transfer portals and all this other stuff, like you're going to see more of that. But when the gun goes off and Princeton is right there behind Power School X, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
wait, hold on, what's happening right now? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Princeton ran what?
Yeah.
Like that was crazy to watch.
In that vein, shout out to Montana State
Yes,
Yeah.
being
yes.
the only non P4 to make it. To make it. Congrats to them. I mean, that was huge.
And this is not NCAA prelims, but I have to say it now so I don't forget it later. If you have something else that happened this past weekend, if you have not seen the video of the California high school boys 4x4,
Oh boy. Wow.
get on YouTube. I think the channel is HD Runners. That is the greatest high school 4x4 competition ever.
Mm.
311 got seventh place, people.
Wow.
Seventh place. And the lead was held by 4 different schools along the path. Like that was a crazy, crazy, crazy race and a phenomenal end to what was a historically great California State Championship.
Thoughts
So,
on the fire extinguisher gate? I don't know, man.
Okay, so I said this. The first thing that I said and noticed was I wish everybody knew that there was a fine that was attached to the celebration. I just wish that, right? That part, because that's one of those things. It's super cool when you're looking at it. Oh, that's so flashy and da 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 da. But like, there's consequences to that one.
Yeah.
That part, right? The logistics of it. I don't think I take the medal away, but I think there's a strong talking to.
Oh man.
so
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Two things. One, Maurice Green did it and it was cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Two, we live in a world where a sport like track and field is fighting for its relevancy life.
Yep.
The sport of track and field needs personality and needs personalities. Had the fire extinguisher been used on other people in somebody's face? Absolutely. But I am sorry. That was what this sport needs in the moment. Am I telling anybody to script it like, oh, now you got to go one up, like, the Joe Horn thing where you hide a cell phone underneath the.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no. But what I'm saying is, when great things happen and the opportunity to infuse some personality in a sport that is so based on, I ran really fast and everybody's Barry Sanders, just hand the ball to the ref.
Right.
Like, I don't get it. I don't like, what's the message you're sending the high schooler? Because it wasn't a beratement of the opponents. It wasn't disrespectful. It was entertaining.
And the thing is, she waited till the race was over. She was already on the infield, right? And
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just hate
See,
it.
you're saying all the things I'm talking about, right? Like
Yeah.
again, it's not like she crossed the finish line, was
Mhm.
like, yo, 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 and like
Mhm.
had the props out, was like,
Yeah.
that might be a bit much for a high school kid. I still wouldn't disqualify her. I completely agree with Big League. I still wouldn't
So,
disqualify her. But this is a sport that likes to throw high school kids out for wearing jewelry. So, like,
okay. This, this is actually really complicated for me.
Okay.
Because you're talking to a person who comes from California, who did way more disrespectful things in high school directly to my opponents
Right.
and never actually got disqualified for it. So I don't want to be hypocritical, and I don't want to be because I am not old, even though I have gray hair. I don't want to be the get off my lawn curmudgeon, right?
Mhm.
So here's why this is really complicated for me. I don't think that young lady should have been disqualified. I do not. I don't think what she did warranted a disqualification at all. She did not disrespect any of her opponents with her celebration. It was after the race, it was on
Mhm.
the field. All of that is true. It was also a really bad idea that you should have known was going to get her disqualified.
Yeah.
And it sucks because the only past good thing about this, right, is that she's a sophomore
Yeah.
and she'll be back. It's not like that's her last race ever, right? When Maurice Green did that the first time, it was clearly premeditated because Larry was waiting with the extinguisher.
Yes. Yeah.
Like that whole thing was
100%.
At
premeditated,
the
right?
finish line. Yes.
100%.
And as a professional, and given who Maurice Green was at the time in the world of track and field, you can do all of that, and nobody would have dared attempt
Yeah.
to disqualify Maurice Green for that.
Yes.
This 10th grader ain't Maurice Green. And you should have known that would likely be the choice of the officials who are always doing too much when given the opportunity to do too much.
Mhm.
But to Spanning the Globe's casual word at the end of that, the celebration in itself was doing too much for that moment, for that child at that age. Like I get it, but you know how these people are. We've seen
Mhm.
people disqualified for way less than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Way less.
So
Yeah.
I don't understand the calculus where it's like, because clearly it was premeditated. Like, hey, we're gonna go out here, we're gonna win this thing, and this is
Yep.
what we're gonna do. Like, you know,
I think they thought they I think they thought that they thought it through. Like, we won't do it on the track. That's crazy. We
Right.
won't disrespect nobody. That's crazy. We'll
Yeah.
do it on the infield where it's not gonna bother anybody. I think that's what they thought.
yeah, no, that's just that's bad calculation. Like
I would
Mhm.
tell you that I don't
they
even
gonna do
think,
that to you every time.
if you know the rule book, it's probably not even in the official's purview to actually disqualify her for that.
It's it's definitely a gray area, right?
I mean, the race is over,
Like well over. Like
well
well
over,
over. No, so
and
and
and,
that's what I'm
and the
saying.
infraction happened on the infield, not on the track.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I hate to be this guy, but I would probably sue.
Hey, listen, you get sued for a lot less too. So,
I would if I was this young lady's people, I would probably sue. because you would have to prove to me and prove to the world that I in any way, shape, or form broke the letter of that law, which is basically to be disrespecting or condescending to your fellow. Like it's the breaking of the rules of fair play and being disrespectful to your opponents, and that didn't happen.
No, there was none of that. There was none of
There
that.
was none of that.
There was
And
none of
so
that.
that's why I'm like, I thought it was a clown show that she got DQ'd.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Clown
Yeah.
show that she got DQ'd, but so obvious that that was going to be the result.
Yeah.
I felt bad for her in the moment, but I felt really bad watching the interview of it when she's sitting there crying about like I my heart goes out to that young lady, and we all wish that that didn't happen. But listen, at the end of the day, and this is just the beauty of our sport. At the end of the day, she won that race, and she's the California state champion.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Don't nobody
Yeah,
care. Don't nobody
that
care
looked like
about the DQ.
that looked like a jewelry disqualification, where you're
Mhm.
just like, what does that young lady or a young man with an earring in their ear have to do with them running 45-20?
Sure.
Literally nothing.
No, sure. And listen, and it's 2025, so it's all on film. And every time you watch that film, that's the California state champion.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
And whoever got elevated to that position, they know. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, come back as a junior, do it again, run faster, do all that stuff, and just find another way, because they will do it. They will disqualify
I
you.
mean, because for sure, if I'm her people, I'm leaning into that. I mean, I'm posting videos as the real state champ. I changed my Instagram to the real state champ. I do all of that
Oh my God.
because no, but I'm serious though. Like, look, these kids, they understand one currency: followers.
Yep.
If she changed her Instagram handle to the real state champ, I promise you she would end up with twice the followers.
NCAA previews, huh? Is that what we're
Mhm.
gonna do?
Yep.
We're
We're
doing
not
that.
gonna do. We're not doing predictions. Yeah, we're there.
Okay.
Oh,
We're
so
not doing
preview,
predictions.
not predictions. We got to do predictions next week.
Right.
Is anybody else afraid to pick the Bowerman dais? Because I know I am.
I'm not touching it.
I know I want no parts of that right now.
We should get into that.
Oh man, why?
No, so
I'm gonna
let's do
pick.
this. Let's do this. Let's wait for the dais after nationals,
Mm-hmm.
because I think that's I don't know if it's gonna separate the cream, but I think it's going to
Oh, it absolutely will.
give more credence.
No, listen,
So
it absolutely will. But I'm gonna tell you like this. On the men's side, this is really very simple.
Yeah.
This is very, very, very simple. If Jordan Anthony goes out here and does what he does with this double,
Mm-hmm.
it's over. You
And
put two other people up there.
I hear what you're saying.
Okay.
My issue is this. If Niklaus Alekna goes to the meet and breaks the world record, clearly possible,
So, oh yeah, that's totally possible.
right?
You talk about someone else who
If
was out there playing with his food.
if Niklaus Alekna goes out to this meet in Eugene and beats the brakes off of everybody and even scares the world record, listen, I understand. I get it. I know it's very track dominant award and all those other things, but I know this one. Ain't but one dude getting my vote.
Mm-hmm.
No, look, Mikolos better be on the dais. He gonna be on the dais,
Right.
I mean, you would
And-
sure hope so.
right? But it's just the way our sport is, right? And luckily it's the disc and not the jab, right? I mean the disc and not the hammer, because he's gonna be center stage, right? So when he lets that thing go and wins the meet by 4 or 5, 6 meters, whatever he's gonna do, right? it will be awe-inspiring for the moment. But Jordan Anthony ran 9.75 with a 2.1.
Oh,
This
I'm well aware.
This is, remember, the last time we saw a 9.7 at NCAAs, it was Windy by Andre DeGrasse,
Yep.
who went on to do a Windy 200 double, and it was Rap City, right?
Yeah.
So I just, but he has to pull off the double. There's nothing he can do in the 100 that's going to matter. Like, he can break Christian Coleman's 100-meter record, but without the double, he has to have the double.
Yeah.
And there's
I'll
five
put
people
out
who can take it from him in the 200.
I'll put out another one. Tariq O'Hagan, I don't believe has lost the competition this year. If he goes to the national meet and wins the hammer and the shot, like, first of all, yeah, look, we've already seen this, right? They're probably not gonna put 2 field eventers and one sprinter up on the dais.
No. And then you're gonna have to determine between 2 throwers, one of whom won multiple titles and the other won the singular title, but
Yes.
the world record holder.
A world record holder. Yeah.
See what I'm
I
saying?
don't want to alarm anybody, but there's a distance runner in North Carolina that hasn't lost this year.
Sure.
So that's why, like I said, I don't want to tackle this at all. This makes my head hurt.
Now,
Because that's the men, and I think the men is way clearer than the women. On the women's side, like, listen, give me a dart. Give me a dart.
I don't
Yes.
I'm gonna say India Mayberry, done. All right. But like,
no, but
because
like, but
you got a shot?
No, so all the principles are like all legitimate considerations, but they have real problems.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like India Mayberry could win the 100 and the 200,
Yeah.
or she could get drilled by the likes of boom and boom and boom in South Carolina. You know what I mean? Like, Jamesia Ford ain't necessarily about to lose the 100 or the 200,
Yeah.
100%.
right? And there's a mid-major spoiler in the middle of nowhere, Texas, that could mess this whole thing up,
Absolutely.
right? So it's like the women got real issues. I'll tell you who my dais sleeper on the women's side is, but she has to go out there and pull it off, obviously. When's the last time we saw a double hurdle champion?
It's
Yeah.
true.
Queen Harrison.
Yeah.
And Akilah Garrett is capable
Yeah.
of winning both hurdles, but she has real problems in the sprint hurdles when it comes to opponents, and she's got real problems in the 400 hurdles, namely the young lady out of Michigan.
Yeah, she's not a joke.
Sutherland.
And,
like, but she could legitimately win both events.
Yeah.
She really could. She's that good. Like, so the women is complicated.
yeah. So I said I didn't want to tackle it because it makes my head hurt.
Trick on you. We did Bowerman and NCAA preview all at one time.
There you go. That's what we do.
We're gonna need to do some more research here.
Well, I mean, okay, let's do this just off tops.
Okay.
You've got the Mole twins in the pole vault for UW,
Yep.
Yeah.
But they're a problem for each other.
right? But you've got a set of twins in the pole vault at UW.
Mm-hmm.
Who at the NCAA final will still come in when everybody else is done. Yes.
Yes.
For the random record, when the hell did all these twins explode? Because there's NCAA twins that are a problem. There's high school twins that are a problem. Like, when did this happen?
Okay, so I don't know about the Mole twins, but the Maxwell twins are hereditary. Some of my non-linear thinking is there's a faction of people who were just trying to get pregnant. I'm being serious.
Wait, there's twins out of Jamaica too.
There's twins out of Jamaica. There's I don't know if there's twins or just siblings, but Angelo Taylor got a pair of kids that are a problem. Lucinda got
twins. Yeah.
Like there's hurdle twins in Texas that are a problem. Like there's twins all over the place.
So that's part of my theory. Part of, not all of. I know that there are some that are hereditary.
Chu is blaming in vitro fertilization.
They're bot twins. I'm just saying. You can be mad at me. That's okay. It's something I've thought about. Now, granted, we are twins. We've had in the last 5 years, 3 years, 5 sets of twins, and we
Wow.
currently have, I think, 2, if not 3 sets of twins on our team.
Like my whole life, there was the Barber twins and then the Lewis twins, and that was kind of it.
Oh no, you forgot about the ones from Modesto. Guys, quarter milers. What's wrong with me?
Oh,
Come on. I
Yes, though.
think they're from right
Oh.
or
Oh no! You're talking about Salinas, the same
from Salinas, yes.
the young lady. Yes, the
The
Alvin twins, but
yeah,
that,
what is their last name?
Harrison.
Harrison?
But
The Harrison
that wasn't
twins.
you, as history has proven.
They were real in high school. Anyway, next. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Wow.
But high school twins that were real, the Collins twins out of Louisiana.
For sure.
Yep. The locks with the locks.
Yep. One of them decided to go be a rapper.
Indeed. Signed a no limit, if I remember at that. For
I
that was
believe
hilarious.
that is correct.
I remember that. That was fun.
Excited to see what the deck's gonna do. Excited to see like who's gonna score in that and how the score's gonna break down, and excited to see how Jaden O'Brien in the HEP competes with Sophia, the freshman from A&M, behind her or in front of her at that. Because I think she can overtake Jaden with like just
Yeah, can we just
can.
not pick the multis?
No. By now, you should have known that you have to do some research, sir.
No,
Listen.
why are you talking to me? The guy who picks the events isn't even on here.
Yeah.
Also
Well,
true.
we gonna lock him in the closet and avoid the multis. That's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Excited. I'm excited, kind of excited to see what Keyshawn does in the Jav.
Sure.
See how that goes. I mean, of course, I'm rooting for Preston to displace or do a little bit of damage, but I mean that mark's pretty big, so. I don't know.
I feel like the women's 8 is going to have multiple young ladies under 2 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's
Oh
gonna
my
be
goodness.
insane.
I
Insane.
feel like the women's 8 is going to have multiple women under 2 minutes, which just isn't a thing in college. Just for the record, like that's a thing in the pro track, but that's not a thing in
Well,
college.
You can't say it's not because it's happening. I mean, the chick from
No, for
BYU
sure.
is
For
running
sure.
158 solid. She did it at
For
Big
sure.
12s and did it at prelims.
So this isn't always the case, but and obviously it's gonna shake out how it shakes out. But I feel like men and women, there is no clear favorite for the team titles. Like there's too much.
Dude, when Minnesota is the on paper favorite, that says it all.
Oh, listen, Minnesota's a problem.
Yeah.
Minnesota,
I know they are.
Problem.
Look, I know they are, but that just tells you where we're at.
Right. Like there's so much like, okay, USC went out and put a dominant performance in the West region, both genders in the sprints, right?
Yep.
Like they got 5 dudes in the 100. At the same time, the 100 is so crazy.
Yep.
Who's gonna make the final?
Mm-hmm.
Like if they get half of them dudes in the final, it's a problem, and they might march away with it, right? But if they don't, then it becomes this
Wide
crazy
open.
situation.
I mean, and that's a fundamental difference between having a dominant 100-meter squad at conference and having a dominant 100-meter squad at nationals.
Yep.
It is. There are too many time bombs. There are too many grenades. There are too much shrapnel that will be thrown. I mean, it's
That's what makes the South Florida group
yeah, yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Oh,
Because
right, right.
they could go in there and mouse that thing and like win the national championship with 4 dudes.
Right.
100%. The math is there.
The math is math for sure.
So shout out to all our non-usual mid-major, not usually thought of P4 schools that are getting on the plane to come disrupt normal order. I am here as disruption. I love disruption.
If you're watching the NCAA title and trying to figure out championships, I know you may not usually watch this, but you should pay attention to the men's hammer. Just saying.
Absolutely.
Because you could be looking at the scoreboard and then go, wait, why does Minnesota have 30? Because you didn't see it because it was out there.
Right. It was
That's
in the
what
back.
I'm saying. It's in the back. It's in the back.
I'm
So
also interested. Oh, go ahead.
I'm just going through TFers right now. I had no idea 9 teams had run sub 43 in the 4x1.
Yeah.
9?
Yeah.
Oh boy. It's nuts. Go ahead, Chu.
Oh, I was just gonna be silly. And I said I'm interested to see who's gonna win the hurdle warm-up area award.
Oh my gosh.
Because
Listen,
you know what's funny?
somebody needs to film that for real. There needs to be
You
a
know what's
closed
funny?
caption camera.
What's happening more and more, and I'm giggling because we started off with Fred Harvey bringing his deconstructible hurdles, right? And then we saw people start carrying the power hurdles, the ones that
Yeah.
collapse. And then you saw people starting to bring the yellow rectangles. And then you started seeing 1 or 2 programs unloading a whole entire hurdle rack.
Oh yeah. Whole
Oh
rack.
yeah, absolutely.
And now there are multiple teams with hurdle racks.
Whole
And,
rack.
and listen. If you live close enough,
Yes.
or have a budget big enough
To send a bus.
send your bus, you absolutely bring your own hurdles. And listen, sometimes as a person who has been in these wars in the warm-up area, even at a place like A&M, there is plenty of space, but magically
All the hurdles.
on quarterfinal day, there was way less hurdles in the area than there were on prelim day. Sometimes you just have to get creative and figure it out. So props to TJ Harris and Cameron Tarver, who upon further review had to get the back call, be like, hey, bring them things from across the street. Coach, what do you mean? Just go, just do it.
Yeah, go get them.
Because this right here, no, we're not going to play this game. So sometimes you have to send the folks out of the stadium and across the parking lot and across the street and to the field to retrieve hurdles.
Absolutely.
To win the war. And that's what you do. But you're going to win. Thankfully, we are in Eugene where these problems typically don't happen.
Don't happen.
No.
Halliburton. That's all I'm gonna say. When y'all get off the screen, just your boy is a problem again.
Okay. Well, we all got hotel rooms. I'm hoping by now you all have flights. Here we go.
Yeah.
It's starting. So
My Birdman hand rub.
with that being said, we will get our ish together since we have 4-day competition and not forget to record before Wednesday. But I see, look, that's how I slyly put that in. Hey guys, we got to remember we can't record after Wednesday. Other than that, everyone have a safe weekend. Enjoy the last free days that you have because it's a coming before this is the calm before the storm. So
Yep.
have a good one. We'll see each other soon. Bye now.
To the cathedral.
Oh my goodness.